And welcome back, everybody. It is the moment that you and we and everybody has been waiting for. The grand final here, the Midseason Madness tournament. You have the San Francisco Shock going up against the LA Gladiators, who have persevered, albeit through a brief run in the lower bracket. Now we get a rematch of the upper final. I'm Achilles. I'm joined as always by Avril, and we'll be guiding you through this best-of-7 series.
6 days to get here, 12 teams from across both Funny Astro and Shu. Patty looking to respond now, working towards that plate. He has to be available. He has an extra HP.
Takes a little bit longer to build it up, but does manage to find Mikey, getting that killing blow with the melee hit at the very end. Now the blade's going to be pulled through, dashes across, finds Finn, finds Sam, looks for a little bit more. Violet keeps him at an arm's length and will force him to retreat, but Violet himself is still in a precarious position. Does come out on top, all things considered, but the Gladiators are once more in control, keeping things nice and even. We get the point touch, they force out the overtime. Patiphan around the back. He's looking for a target, saw proper hovering low. Has the hack out of the Mikey, just kind of using him as an old battery as you typically do. As a summer, but the sleep is absolutely massive and proper. It's right in on top, and the kill comes through. The Gladiators down a member, having to fight back, having to try to persevere. The nano goes in as Mikey goes well. Dives into the back line and Shu, he cannot, nor does Funny Astro. Proper gets right underneath of him, takes down the Lucio, and it seems like that is going to be it. The OT will bleed away a celebratory primal and rally on the back end, as the Shock will claim well 176%.
Ashford to go now, putting a lot of pressure on Mikey. Mikey has to leave.
Looking for it. There's the stick. There's Finn gone. Look, that was a hit on the Mikey, but Finn is going to be the one who eats it in the end. Violet as well taken down, so no supports, no tank. Proper. Sam just looking for anything that they possibly can, but we'll just get picked off at the end by Kevster, who's starting to heat up. Gladiators once more regaining control, this time a little bit sooner. So Shock hit 24%.
And once more, we found ourselves at the critical timing. Cole's available for Violet, but so much more is available for Glads.
89% now. Pulse bomb out from Kevster, not going to find any purchase. Mikey going to be antied out. However, Patiphan is able to finish him off with the Rael. The Coalescence just not enough healing throughput to try to keep him alive. Pulse bomb, the stick, not going to connect. He gets the sleep into proper. And Funny Astro is there for the alley-oop. He gets the elimination. Violet's going to be taken down. The OT bleeding down. A last-second touch from Finn, but he's got nowhere to go other than the grave. And as this bleeds away, it will confirm that we are, in fact, going to a final round. Neither team going down without a fight. Go ahead and extend this all the way over to Lighthouse.
Shock holding on to a lot of ultimates in what could be last fight very soon. The mines are out.
Finds invested Nano as well here onto Reiner. Trying to keep him sustained. And oh, what a snap! Snipes him right out of the sky. Could have used the dupe to try to go for the iframes, keep himself protected. Now the body block is there, just trying to deny point access here to Mikey. He does manage to sneak his way through. There's this proper dodging and ducking around the back. The pulse bomb now at the ready with the sound barrier shield coming through. Means that he's going to have to hold on to this at least for a little bit longer, try to whittle away at these shields. Patty, however, has slid away from the rest of the squad, slid away from the point. That makes some easy pickings here for the rest of the Shock. He gets cleaned up. Sam once more going to be taken down, seemingly just locked into the respawn room, but Shock look to retake. And back over onto the point, occupying it, looking for the flip, and they're already at 97% of the Gladiators. Have to keep this one contested. The dash forward, they're looking for the supports. Pulse bomb going to be lobbed in this time, no stick for proper, no elimination. And with Violet going down, the Shock might just have to reset. Dude, but they need to really play this out. Why Lucio dupe? And yeah, I was going to say with their ult economy, but the Lucio dupe comes through. Sam trying to heal some people up, trying to weave in some of these left clicks, build up towards that sound barrier so they can win out the fight. Slow going, and it will be expiring here in about 2 seconds. Gets the beat, drops it down. The shielding now going to expire. Violet taken down moments before by the pulse bomb from Kevster, but the flip was there in the meantime. Shock retake control. Finn, however, now going to be eliminated. That's going to be at some point on the side of the Shock. The mines come through to occupy the point. Kevster falling lower, takes the recall out, puts a hell of a lot of damage down to the proper. He tries to make his exit, but Kevster finds him in the end. The flip still needing to be there, though, as the contest continues from the side of the Shock. The boom pin, Kevster, I think he was blinking to the side, actually. Goes straight into the mines and ends up going down, and that could be catastrophic. Violet returns. Reiner claims the kill.
Astro has bait.
Look for a little bit more. The flip comes through. The Glads now back in control as they look for some cleanup kills, get some staggers. They will be able to keep this map going. Reiner consistently getting whittled away at. Heels flying through.
Keeps the cashing up.
This is a bit of a battery, trying to get that nano ready to go. Does have a nice little lead over Finn, and Mikey's going to be taken down. The beat is still going to be used. Pulse bomb in, finds Violet once more. Slapster strikes him down. And as you say, proper slept. Funny Astro once more gets on top of him to find the elimination. The cleanups come through, and the Gladiators, they will manage to persevere. A great fight to take at the very end. They clean it up. 2-1, but back and forth between both of these squads. It is the Gladiators, however, drawing first blood to kick off the series. And Funny Astro says, pick Ilios one more time. just impeccably played, so very back and forth the whole way throughout, and that is what we have been asking for, and that is what we hope continues throughout every single map in this series, not just Control, not just Ilios. I want to see this one go the distance. Give me 7 maps. I am fully prepared for it. I'm sure the audience is as well. That's map 1 out of the way. We'll see if this can be tied up, if the Shock can't answer back with yet another map pick and try to get a victory. We'll see where they take us for Hybrid when we return. And we are back, just 1 map into this grand finals series. The Gladiators narrowly being able to edge out the Shock and take the win here, 2-1 on Ilios. And a lot of it on the back end had to do with Shu and these consistent sleeps that he was finding on Proper. We saw the game-changing one, the game-breaking one for the Shock on Ruins, and he does it once more here on Lighthouse.
Absolutely. I mean, this is Shu coming in for his role star. Once again, one of, if not the best flex support that we have in the Overwatch League. Gigantic sleep darts there. 1 and 2 prop off on, I believe it was V for Reiner as well. That's where you expect it to be weak. But for the Shock, because the expectation is that Kluge runs Diva, he's actually going to come through on a Winston. They have a dupe to the Gladiators. However, the Gladiators, once they notice this, Reiner should be going back towards either Doom or Winston when they scout the Winston. I think this is better for Gladiators because they have the scouting advantage. They are attacking first. Once they peep what is being run on the defense here, Reiner will change. There's no reason to run a Zarya unless Kaluj is going towards a Diva. And the Diva so far, I believe, has a 100% match win rate or near 100%. So no real reason for Shock to change unless they just want to kind of confuse the Gladiators. There goes Reiner. He's going back to spawn now. Is it going to be Winston or Doom is the question. Doom has been the preference for Reiner for a lot of these maps, and the answer is Doom.
All right, there's a swap up. Skepster as well, moving off the Genji, goes over to the Tracer. Nade used by Violet, just getting that boosted healing out onto his teammates, keeping them alive. And Patty finds Proper. Deflect already burned, I do believe. The headshot comes across. Big opening now for the side of the Gladiators. They look to take the point. Nano boost going to be used, goes over towards Kalush to try to keep him alive as he zaps away. And Reiner falling lower and lower. Moves into the back. Will manage to find Shu, and Skip gets taken down by Sam's nade as well. Now no supports, no tick picked up. The Gladiators looking like they're going to once more have to reset and go again unless they can find this kill on a Kalush. They do manage to occupy the point for a little bit longer here. Patty sliding over, gets up over top of Kalush, finds that kill, and they're actually going to be able to turn this on its head.
Yep. Amazing by Patty. He outplays Sam there, but can Proper outplay the rest of the LA Gladiators. He's back in. There's not enough time, though. He would love to play. He's been stunned out here. We got the chance, but they cannot touch. That's too late.
They get blocked.
Couldn't get there.
They get blocked. They can't make their way through. And now the trance gets burned for absolutely nothing. No contest. The cap is there. Nearly 4 minutes in the time bank for the side of the Gladiators. They are going to be so very happy with that as Reiner waiting to respawn, spams out the C9s.
San Francisco Shock in that time had built up an extra nano, so a little bit more even now. Nano going on.
No nano clock. There's the sleep. They wake him up though. Reiner right back into the action. Nano going to be used on the Finn just to keep him sustained.
No nano blade then.
For another target. He's skewed, moving forward with the Transcendence rolling, but the card, however, not moving at all, and now skewed. As soon as that ult expires, he ends up falling, but Patty and Kevzer, they manage to find the enemy supports. They clean him up, they get Sam as well, and with Kaluja antied out, he does end up falling. And card can finally start moving over towards the bridge here for the side of the Gladiators.
Again, burned it to try and save point A.
Just here now to the edge of the bridge, Patty taking a bit of damage as there's a fight happening over onto the ramparts, and Kevzer manages to win it. Sam trying to take that high ground around the back, but Kevzer says no. Shuts him down. Kalush jetting over to the side, looking to put some pressure here on a Reiner, but the card is moving forward. They have to go for the contest. Finn going to be popping the Transcendence. This time he is able to get over towards the objective. But the pulse pop from Kevzer flies through, and Violet taken down, had already used the Immortality Field. Seems that the Gladiators not going to be stopped this time around, not going to have the time bank drained down any further. That'll be the cap going through for them, and now it's going to be 2 minutes and 40 seconds as they breach the castle walls. Possibly Nano for Shu. It's going to be too risky to just try to lob it in, but takes quite a bit of damage. The Nano once more going to be built up. This time he goes over to Reiner as he looks to build up some energy. Currently at 67. Self-destruct goes out from Kalush, looks for a pick, but I think it actually lands on the chandelier. The card right now is not going to be contested. They finally manage to get the touchback through as he does remech. Sam slept, however, Patty gets on top of him. The headshot rail goes through. Made out onto Reiner. They're trying to keep him sustained. It's working a trade. Finn taken down. The window's out from Violet, but Kevster pulls the blade, shuts him down. They clean up the kills, and the push comes to completion. The Gladiators managing to finish the map with just 16 seconds to spare, but crucially, they have time in the bank. Proper dashing forward, pulse bomb at the ready, avoids getting rolled across by Reiner. Stays hit for now.
No good nano targets.
To find a headshot. Yep, Sam going to be taken down. Taking down Sam, but
bit of a joke that's not going to help you at all. Can they initiate a dive on towards Finn, though? That could be another target. At least you get good scouting when you do have the Sombra. He's got to get the stone. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, the pile driver doesn't even connect, but it doesn't matter.
Reiner and Kev said, and also Patty.
Oh, Violet.
A lot of damage being taken. Okay, well, Reiner slept, but he just kills Violet anyway.
Yeah, takes a little nap. Says, you know what? I've done my job.
Wait a minute,
Sam?
man.
Question mark. Okay.
Did he get hacked? Was that a hack?
That's all I can think is that he got hacked and went off the side of the map.
Sam is going to play counter spy here. Both teams just going to go towards the Sombra, losing maybe a little bit of
He sees both supports.
confidence in the Sojin. Maybe he can't find the rail charge, but
Panic goes ahead. Jumps out of there, translocating. Jump over the top. Low on HP. Or if Harmony goes his way to try to keep him alive. And Finn, he's going to be probably the Transcendence now. It's just him and Proper playing this far forward. The rest of the team is all the way
I don't know what
back.
happened. He slept. He
At
slept.
this point, I have no idea. Now he's going to be slept. They look to get on top of him. The anti goes through. Kepster finds the kill. Runner once more gets Violet with a minefield. And what in the hell is happening? This one from such a clean initial take from the side of the Shock.
Was it
5.5 minutes. Now, 5 of those minutes are gone.
This is huge. From the Glades, they have 4 ultimates, and the Shock are reeling. They have nothing to work through. They need this nano coming on through.
Dash into the back. The pulse bomb not going to connect. Doesn't get the elimination. It's going to be Shu taken down to the opposite side of the field. Denying that Nano is Blue now. Just trying to keep this cart occupied. Nano invested. Keeps this Diva nice and safe.
Where's Patty?
Self-destruct to use to try to buy some space. Patty, the EMP comes through, gets the hack out onto pretty much everybody on the side of the Shock. I think
no dive though.
Able to avoid it, but there's no dive, there's no kills coming through. An Ice Anti does connect on the 2. Violet under some fire, and they cannot keep him alive. Self-destruct goes out, will find Skewed, but not before Sleep takes up him, so now there's no supports. Proper gonna be taking a nap here. The Sleep Dart connecting from Shu as they try to keep Reiner alive, 29 HP. He crashes through. Manages to get that boop across, and now it's just going to be Patty and Kevster versus Proper, duking it out, trying to stop this push from coming through, and they will be able to do it. Proper gets pushed away. The defense is there. The Gladiators win out another map. They are halfway to victory, closing out yet another victory on a Shock map pick.
This is going to have to be a long series for the Shock now. Thankfully, it is not a first to 3, not a best of 5 here. Not quite a reverse sweep required from the Shock, but still a mountain to climb. This was another Shock map decision.
All I know is that the Gladiators are now 2-0 up in this grand final. The San Francisco Shock not finding purchase whatsoever, and they need to start answering back. As you said, they're not quite in a reverse sweep situation, but if they can't win on their next map pick, they absolutely are going to be. So it is going to be a must-win as we turn our sights over to Escort. We'll see where they go, if they can get a win when we return from the break.
Here as well.
Yeah.
Sleep onto Mikey as Arms will finally get one back. Okay, opportunity Gladiators. They can use this 5 versus 4. They need to start taking some map control. They have both high ground and they're payload push into where they want to, and now they are able to convert further. Look at that.
Oh dear, yeah, it's falling apart here for the side of the Shock so far on this point A. Gladiators just push through. Ons just right up against the backside there up. Mikey does not care, knows that he is perfectly safe as we'll take a look back at the opening pick. That led to this spiral out of control.
Oh, that was
sick. One, slim margins to work with, but spots the feet, gets the head. And now the point broken open and capped. 4:45 in the time bank for the Gladiators to work through as they enter into the hangar.
And pay attention to the ults as well. Mikey only just got the primal, so Shock couldn't quite get those ultimates online. Arns continues to get picks here. This is great from the Gladiators. They're able to snowball effectively off a single snipe of the Kilo. They get the point A capture. They have, or about to get shuttle control as well.
Denies the sidelines, but oh man. Great shot there. Hits Reiner, but Ons gets Violet once more. Coming up with a massive kill to open the fight for the side of the Gladiators, who now can start moving the card forward, and this is just such a wash here. The cleanup coming in, Violet in desperation. Violet Transcendence making his way out of the spawn room just to keep this card contested. 0.66 meters left to go, but he will die, and no one else can get the touch in time. You can see the Desperate Reaper coming through. There's some ults in celebration popped. The Gladiators finished with 1:31 in the time bank.
Let's take a look at Arns again in terms of how he set all of this up. Boom. Oh. You also notice a headshot coming through from Kilo onto Reiner as well, but of course Reiner's a Winston player. Violet gets killed, and this is just a further snowball where Mikey, after being slept, can't do anything about it. Shock did not respond with anything. They had no frags. Violet would love to trans, but he was the first one down. Kilo swapping over towards a Tracer. Arns getting that kill once again. They lose all sniper pressure. Arns can now freely snipe, assuming no one jumps on top of him. And free him for sight here as well.
buying out everybody there. Minor contest from Proper. We'll be able to build up towards that blade a little bit faster. Nano in the meantime invested over to Mikey, and he's going to be slept once more. Pushed back away as they hold up the right-click charge. Put a hell of a lot of damage down on him as well as the anti, but so far he has not died. Rhino now coming for the reinforcements as Ons again gets Proper in the head. I swear, Ons, he's been a sleeper agent. That's why he has been performing. I spoke the magic words. I initiated the code. Yeah. Ons sniper, and now he is awoken.
But in the finals now, in the most important game on his map as well, a very important escort right. He needs to be the player to take control, and he certainly is. That qualifier was, make it at 13. Ons is back online in shock, have no answer.
Stepping away from the Tracer battle for just a moment, gets that Orb of Harmony. Kilo in for sight, pop, goes up on top, looks for Ons, but he manages to juggle back around the corner. Kempster, however, taking down Violet. Able to start things off, the right foot forward, and Proper finds Skew. 2 picks now here.
Still got a final
attack. Violet gets another one, putting the team on his back. Primal gonna be popped. Reiner looking to delay this, drops back down, contests the cart for a moment. Retreats down into the spawn room, gets back out. 1.88 meters left as Kempster finds an opening kill. Finn gonna be eliminated, but now Kilo gets Reiner. The Transcendence is there from Violet. Shu tries to go in for the touch. Will get picked off one after the other. The Gladiators members bleeding down. The finish comes through in overtime for the Shock, but they still have their work cut out for them. A minute added as we get ready to go into extra innings to 2.5 for the Gladiators.
Old Violet coming on through on that Zenyatta like we saw on previous seasons, 2020 season, 2019 as well. Ons first blood onto Kilo. Here we go. This is where the Glad start to feel a little bit more comfortable. Again, no time for the Shock. Can't really afford to die much more than that. 30 seconds remaining. Every meter counts.
Overtime. Now rolling through the cart once more, steadily being inched forward. Reiner playing up. Keeps this one locked.
Shoot, nearly Nano.
Go back in for the touch. Somebody's got a touch. Oh my goodness. Slim margins. Mikey almost gives his life for it, but now Ons gets an opening shot on the Finn, taking Liana's head off.
Nano's here.
So a little bit more. The Nano goes out. Kempster gonna be boosted up. Doesn't have a blade, but it might not matter. Dashes through, finds Violet. No supports here for the side of the Shock. Mikey with a sliver of HP, 9% shy of the Primal that he will not be able to build up, and that is as far as it goes. The Gladiators have a very real, very achievable win condition as they look to move up 3-0.
In terms of distance, it needed to be a lot more. That was a pixel from Ons as well onto Kilo. That is the Ons that we know and remember. Look at the ults. Finn had already used his Nano. He was forced to use Nano onto Mikey a little bit early on. This is what I'm saying. You need to be able to save these ultimates if you can longer, because it has to be a final fight victory here for the Shock. Glad's now multiple ults coming on. Nano Blade available. Primal as well. And they're going to open up with Ons. On the Proper.
Kilo's dead. The DPS taken out of the fight. Ons once more delivers and skewed. Plays off the back of it beautifully. Finds Kilo. The rally going to be canceled out. The Primal Rage from Reiner taking down a Violet. They've cleared the cart. They've gotten the push. The Gladiators once more win out on a Shock map pick, and now they bring this to match point. A 3-0 as the coaching staff from Gladiators dropping trash in the chat. Absolutely beautifully done so far here from the side of the Gladiators, and we were teeing this up going into this map, and now it has become an unfortunate reality for the Shock. They need to pull off a reverse sweep if they want to be victorious, if they want to be holding their heads high at the end of this as the champions of the Midseason Madness, our first international tournament here in the 2022 season. Otherwise, they might just be going out not with a roar, but with a whimper. The Gladiators hungry for the win. We'll see if they can close it out as we once more go to a Shock map pick for push. Back. Presence known though. Starting to sneak forward, gets on top of Kilo, and look at the dive coming through. They're gonna have the Nano him out of the neck, but there is the stick to put him in the grave. They say ult speed, damn, you are not keeping him in this fight. Proper will finally get his hands dirty, taking down Shu. A key pickup, but Skew once more finding an elimination for himself. Takes out Proper. The bot getting shipped back here.
Trying to live.
But now Patty gets the kill here on the Finn. The Transcendence popped, skewed. Keeping everybody alive. Discord Orb out onto Mikey. He's going to have to make his exit. The bot once more in control of the Gladiators, continuing to advance forward as Violent goes down to the back end. A massive stagger. Oh, okay, well, shoot. Throws the sleep, bails out of the high ground. Just leaving Mikey there as Finn uses the Transcendence. The bomb going to be thrown down. Runs into the back, goes right alongside the bus, but Gladiator still managing to trade up. Kilo and Violet both getting taken down. Mikey hacked. So they say, okay, let's just keep moving this bot forward as best as possible. Proper's the only one keeping it contested here for the moment. Does manage to find an elimination, taking down the Zenyatta, but it's quickly
Flash no supports.
Will also get taken down. Proper again, just ducking and diving around, trying to keep this bot locked into place, but he does his damnedest. It's not going to be good enough. It will manage to make it into the checkpoints, and the forward spawns are there.
Yeah, they have to back out now. Look, they don't have supports because Shu and Skew died in that fight. Look at how far away Skewed is.
You're right.
Shu has only just managed to get towards mid, so Proper, he saves the shock there. He single-handedly kills, like, I think 3 players, including the supports. So the trades matter for the shock there. It's not enough that the Gladiators win the fight. They have to win the fight cleanly without dropping members. Otherwise, you have to back out.
It's around the
just
back.
Patty. No one there to help him.
Making some calls, trying to go for this dive. Reiner kind of getting bogged as he goes for it. The sleep connects. What a shutdown! Violet stays safe, and Patty, he's just got to translocate the hell out of there. Shock once more, winning up the fight cleanly. The dive does not come to fruition for the Gladiators.
Well, that's the one thing that's good for the Gladiators. They have ultimates, but they don't have Kevster. They need Kevster for the dive.
Yeah, he's trying to set up a play perhaps with that pulse bomb to open the fight, take down a support, but he's unable to do so.
EMP or nothing.
Finn, currently without that Transcendence, there's the recall proper, just denying Patty the damage. Overtime starting to bleed away. Gladiators have so much distance to cover. But right now, hovering around the midpoint. Patiphan
no EMP.
Having to jump away.
He backed out.
To be used, and Reiner is going to be taken down. Opening kill found. Skewed falling lower and lower. Shu trying to dump some healing into that Zenyatta and keep him alive. Kepster just managed to find one, takes out Kilo, but the trade back is swift and it is brutal. Proper finds 2. Finn finds Shu. The OT bleeds away, and we are not done yet. This is the first in several necessary steps if the Shock want to be victorious here today. But they get it done on their map pick here on New Queen Street. They fight back. They deliver unto us a series, not going down without a fight. Firm handshakes between the orange-themed teams, Shock and Fusion on New Queen Street, looking great. Yeah, I mean, they managed to get that win. Now, though, the thing that is going to be a little bit concerning is that they are out of map picks. They need to continue to win back and forth over and over again, get a reverse sweep on the Gladiators map selections. We'll see where they decide to take us for control when we return from the break, but do not go anywhere, guys. Shock looking alive. Can they continue it? Can they carry this forward and make it a 3-2 scoreline after the next map? We're going to find out in just a few minutes. Too much as far as the EMP charge is concerned. Mikey's going to be taking a nap here on the point. Reiner gets on top of Violet, but Finn answers back, finds Kevster. Now Shu eliminated. That's the support's gone. The pile driver from Mikey waking up and turning things into a nightmare for Funny Astro. Reiner needs to try to survive this. He's just so very low. Rotates out. Help back. Not there. They pile in. They get the kill. Shock should be able to hold the point from here. Patiphan just contesting it for a moment, but has to translocate out.
Here we go, Glaz now coming with the rest of the team, still waiting for ultimates to come on in. Nano is about to be up, hack onto Mikey.
Pulse finds one, Kepster getting an opening kill. Mikey gonna be antied out, still hacked, trying to stay alive, and eventually does get hounded down, so finally the Gladiators will be able to get this flip. Proper only able to find Funny Astro here on the back end, looks to make his exit out. Pops the recall, now puts himself in a bit of a bad position, and that's gonna be a stagger. So Gladiators will be able to go ahead and hold this, now at 10%.
Oh my God.
Shock 62. What?
Real Torb in the Grand Finals, by the way. Actual Torb from Sam in the Grand Finals. This is either 900 IQ or 9 IQ. We're about to find out which one it is. To be fair, the turret is pretty annoying for Kevster and Patiphan to deal with, pretty annoying for Reiner to deal with as well.
Now has it ready to go. He's going to pop it immediately. Just looking to try to zone them out, try to stay alive. Immortality come through. He's going to drop down aggressively, cleans it up, and Reiner gets the follow-up kill, taking down the entire kit of Sam. Funny Astro traded, however, Proper finding that elimination. Shu now going to be taken down as well. Proper doing incredible work here for the side of the Shock. The support's out of the fight. The flip getting ready to come through the Shock. Might have just done it. Sam playing bait, and there you have it. No contest to be found. The Shock will be able to pull the rug out from beneath the Gladiators, taking Night Market for themselves. Let's take a look at it. Pressuring out, and I mean, Funny Astro, I mean, he had his sights turned to the Patty, but he just turns them immediately to the supports as he spots them jumping forward. Clean up.
Mikey has been naded.
Does expire though. He manages to stay alive. HP bars a bit erect here on the side of the Shock, and Patty will chip away at Proper. The rail good enough to kill. Funny Astro going to be taken down, however. Mikey finding that elimination. Going to give Violet now the lead towards the sound barriers. Patty's just doing his damnedest, trying to find something. They get the sleep out. They have the nade down. Mikey gets dropped. Good cleanup kill coming through. Now in control. Only 29% established this time for the side of the Shock as the Gladiators go ahead and take it away.
86%. This is going to be last territory for the Shock.
4 HP. Pops the recall, stays alive. 91% here for the side of the Shock. Anti goes out.
No recall, no recall.
And Violet in dire straits. They need to get healed up. Proper managing to stay alive for a little bit longer.
Oh!
Moves over, grabs the Mega Pack. Mikey, however, going to be eliminated.
Outplayed!
Proper dashes forward, manages to find Kevs. The flip is there for the side of the Gladiators in the meantime. Shu falling low. The heals start coming through. Funny Astro keeping him alive. Proper still holding on to this pulse pump. Has not let it loose yet, but now they find Ryder. They get the stick for the Meteor Strike is there. He makes his exit. Patiphan gets Proper with the rail. Gets the elimination. The Nano now expiring. He looks for Finn. He's going to find the kill. Sam off screen takes down Shu. As they are back and forth here in this fight, but the Shock, they need to make a decision. Do they reset or do they continue to fight it out? Looks like the play call is going to be made to go forward. The beat comes in. Finn going to be swapping over onto the Moira as Sam cleans up 2 kills. They're looking for the flip back through once more, and they're going to have it. The touch is there. Reiner this time able to contest it, but he's so very low on HP and ends up dying on the return. Finds the kill. The blade now coming through. Jumps forward. Gets on top of Shu. Slices and dices him down. It looks for a little bit more. Will be able to clean up Astro. The OT starts to bleed away. Kevster gets the touch. He forces it back up to a full bar, but the cleanup comes in as Proper once more fills the kill feed. And it is a 2-0 on Lijiang Tower to get a second map win. The San Francisco Shock are looking to pull off the reverse sweep. They take another step in the right direction. What a play from him. The rest of the team, Sam looking incredible, coming out with that Genji, finding the impact that they so desperately needed from him in those initial early maps. Now the whole team looking fired up, looking unstoppable. We'll see though, the Gladiators still do hold on to match point. It is not tied up yet, but 3-2, the scoreline. Shock, can they continue to run it back? I do not know, but we are going to find out. Do not go anywhere. This series continues to deliver time and time again. You do not want to miss it. On the hunt. Here's the shots coming through. Gets one hang-on, taken down. Mikey gets on top of him. Finds that elimination, and there's the Infrasight pop now. The enemy Widow out of the fight. A minute
the Nano, there it is.
Remaining. Here's the Shock, try to keep things moving forward. The Nano comes out. Proper has to make his exit. Sitting here on the ceiling, but oh man, what a set play. Jumps up over the top, gets the zap. Shu nails him with the anti. Nice little combo coming through. Now the Primal gonna be popped. Just juggling Kilo up into the sky, and Hans escapes and he takes him down. Beautifully done. Diving to the back, just looking for any additional that they can possibly get. They take Violet low. They should be able to confirm this kill in the end. Takes back to grab the mini pack, and maybe it's not going to be good enough yet.
Oh, hang on, the trance. In the meantime, what's going on here?
Scoot is juggled well away from the rest of the
Scoot's out of position. He's very out of position.
Trying to push forward. Trying to save him, but they cannot do so. He gets taken down. Kempster now pulling the blade, trying to turn this fight around, spare them some blushes, but it's 2 members dead for just Kilo off the back of the Dragon Blade.
Why was Scoot so aggressive? You have to play the back throw, allow Ryder to go in with the Primal. He can save himself. He's a Winston with 1,000 HP. No reason for Scoot to be that far up. Yes, he got pushed in by Mikey's Primal, but for Mikey's Primal to even put him there, Scoot already has to be very far.
Kilo swapping over to the Sojourn. Now the rally coming out from Violet. They group up around him. Shots flying to deflect, now going to be burned. There is the Nano boost. The blade getting pulled. Anti out on it, but he still manages to find the kill. On to on. Sets up for Mikey to get the double kill onto the supports. Reiner, a rude awakening as he is struck down. It is a team kill. They might have an opportunity to maybe touch back in, but it's On's the first one to respawn. As the Widowmaker, not going to be good enough. Kempster now swapping over onto the Tracer. Needs to get there in due time. Dashes forward just shy of 2 meters left. The Transcendence. Scoot escorting the rest of the team forward. Pile driver from Mikey not going to connect, but now taken down as he swaps over onto the Soldier. The sleep is there. He gets woken up. The Primal does get popped. Violet juggled around a bit there in the back lines. The Discord Orb still focus fired onto the break, but he's not taking any damage. Scoot taken down. Shu once more eliminated, and as the Primal expires, Reiner's life will as well. The cleanup coming in. The finish comes through. The Shock, they get to the end of the map.
Infrasight can be important here. Instantly dropped.
Yep. Pops it. Kilo aware of where he's at, wants to try to reposition, but obviously
Violet lives again.
On's gonna know everywhere that he goes. Mikey diving into the back, does get antied out, does fall low. Discord Orb still through onto the Winston, pops the Primal Rage, trying to stay alive. Beaten and battered, falling lower and lower. They still do hold on to that Nano, but there you go. That's the kind of shot that he needed. Violet gonna be shut down 5% away from that Transcendence, but Mikey, nanoed up, dives into the back, managing to find Shu. Will be traded as Kempster and Reiner manage to dive together. They get on top of Finn. Proper low HP. The cap is going to be there. 4 minutes and 8 seconds now for the side of the Gladiators. Big opening kill there for Mons when they needed it.
Mike will get a kill here, so there's going to be a bit of a trade, but with Mikey staggered, this is important because Shot can't set up for defense until Mikey returns. By the way, Violet dies on about 98% to Trance. You cannot overstate how important that was from Arns. Talked about him going for Violet a number of times. He missed twice. But the third shot rings true, and the third shot, dare I say, was the most important one there as well, because it prevents Violet from clutching with a trance. If Violet doesn't die, then he trances, could be a very different fight.
Again, rolling down the minefield at the ready. Off angle.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh, okay, On's getting a melee kill on a proper, and it is just an explosion of death as Mikey will be the last one to fall. The minefield beat down. It's not going to achieve anything as everybody else on his team dies around him. 2.5 minutes now for the final stretch on the side of the Gladiators.
Look at this. They're going to eat some mines for ult charge. Arns gets a further kill. We talk about Arns needing to come online. He was asleep for the first half of the game, but now he is certainly here, getting a couple of really important kills.
Firing, Ons now has his available, pops it immediately. Starts setting his sights over towards a target, sends one over towards Violet's shield. Finn low, finished off. Kevster gets on top of the Yana, finds that kill. Now Violet's gonna be gone. Kevster cleaning them both up. Mikey, a little bit of HP, dead. And this could be massive for the Gladiators.
No ults. Shock don't have ults. Gladiators have 2 more available, including a blade, a nano blade as well. I don't know. They have to go now. Kilo has to go.
Okay, the slide in. He's gonna be focus fired though. Cleaned up the ball, trying to get there in time, but it's just not fast enough. And that is a massive gap between the two teams now. 2:24 for the Gladiators to just the 1 minute of the shock. They weren't able to get much done on Gibraltar. They need to get some distance here on Dorado. On's looking for the pop shot. Spots him. He and Kilo. Not going to be able to get the shots there, but Kilo gets a follow-up hit. Reiner taken down.
Big punish. How much distance now? What can Glads do? Can you re-engage it without Reiner available? It's really difficult to re-engage, and almost another kill there as well. Shu barely survives. Also not so lucky.
Kilo continues, he delivers once more. Mikey gonna be taking a nap, but there's no one to try to pressure him out without that Widow headshot. Something that's gonna happen quickly here from the side of the Gladiators if they want to hold this. They need to find a shutdown. OT now coming in. The dive into the back, they find Skewed. They get that elimination. On's up on top of the doorway, but needs to find some kills quickly for the team to play off of. But Kilo gets another headshot. Takes him down, Kevster dead. And that is going to be your card contest eliminated as Reiner's got nowhere left to go, no primal to play off of, and even if he did, he would have to hold it. Finn will find 2, and there is the cap that you were talking about. As long as they don't Shang 9 this, they can get some distance. From Met Reiner diving into the back lines. Not too far off from the primal. Should be able to build it during this skirmish. Proper in the meantime. Spotting Reiner for a moment. Reiner antied out. Doesn't have the primal up yet, and Kilo gets him in the head as he tries to leap out to safety. Another massive opening here from the Shock's Widowmaker to get the second kill with Kevster taken down. Proper now rotating around the back. He sees the supports. He's playing off the infra site. He starts pressuring them out. Now
they can't get staggered. They can't get staggered.
Dashes over. They've got 2 players here. Ons gets a point-blank headshot to go ahead and shut down the Tracer, but he gives his life for it. Violet continues to just occupy the card, bring this further forward. The San Francisco Shock, an immense amount of distance, opened up now. Ult's online for the Gladiators, and they need to gain control here shortly.
Nano blade. Kevster
out. The blade pulled. Gets the deflect out. Finn taken down. He throws his own nano, but now Violet going to be carved up. The support's gone from the side of the Shock, and this could just be the resting place of the card. Ons will get 1. Proper, the last man standing now. Recalls out and knows that it is done and dusted. Tries to preserve his KD, I suppose. Makes his exit, but man, for a minute start, this is still fantastic from the side of the Shock. Take a look back at this. This is all the way back at the beginning here from Kilo. Misses that initial shot. Oh, slim margins. Reiner thinking that he was safe. Kilo says no.
No one can hide.
That shot into Reiner as well. Put him to critical.
Oh. It's just Kilo killing Reiner as he tries to exit, just denying him time and time again.
And again, he doesn't have primal, so that's another very impactful kill. I mean, Kevster dying there, it doesn't really help, but Reiner being on 95 is another situation where the timing of the kill is everything there for Kilo. Because had primal been there for Reiner, Glads might have been able to initiate an actual fight.
Proper.
Nano's available.
Hunting for a target, receives the Discord Orb so they can track him now. He jumps into the back. He's looking to out-pressure Ons. He takes him low and he manages to get him in the end. The recall, back up the full HP. A massive pick-off here for the side of the San Francisco Shock. The nano used on the Reiner as well. He's in the back lines, but he doesn't have that primal rage. He gets cut down. Mikey managing to survive. It's a little bit of HP for him, and with that HP bar, Finn can go ahead and get the Transcendence ready now by Helium. This should
Can't afford to get staggered.
Damage should have been done.
10 seconds. Kevster has to touch. He's the closest member. He's still alive, and the Glads are into the OT. Primal should be coming up this fight. Double support ultimates for the Shock, and Kilo has the infra site. The next pick could decide everything.
The card touches there. They force out the overtime, but now they have to stay glued to this. Infrasight nearly up for both of these Widowmakers. The Primal Rage now online for Reiner. Holding it. The rally through from Violet to start things off. On's dead. He tries to grapple away, but Proper chases forward, finds that kill. Kilo goes for the jump shot, not going to be able to get a connection. Reiner still holding on to the ultimate as long as he possibly can. Transcendence has been burned. Antied out, Mikey falling lower and lower, needs to get some heals, but Finn is going to be taken down. That cuts the healing down considerably. Kilo taken out, the Primal. They managed to cleave him down. It seems like the Gladiator's not going to be done yet. They do get the cap. There's still a chance.
They can't get off now for the rest of this offense. A couple more ultimates can still be there. Shu and Arns looking at them. Proper with the pulse bomb. Proper has been keeping a lid on Arns. He wants to get in on this Widow Duel. It's not just about Kilo versus Arns. Proper is getting on top of Arns now as well. So Gladiators have to be aware that there is a Tracer going for their sniper and they have to protect him. There are ultimates online for Gladiators. They can still snowball this one. San Francisco Shock have fully reset properly now. There has to be at least 2 to 3 more fight wins for the Gladiators to get this.
Yeah. They do at least have some ults to work with. The Infrasight still not being popped. On's now going to be using it, as I say. Pulse Bomb goes in, though. Reiner going to be taken down. Now it's going to be on the supports and the DPS to stay stuck to this card.
Gladiators need to trade. They got it.
Best right now is Proper. Will fall. Ons gets Violet. They get the kills. And suddenly it's just Kilo. The cleanup comes through. A massive amount of distance now for the Gladiators that they start pushing forward. The Nano Boost still held.
One more fight. Mikey has the minefield available. Violet deciding what he wants to go through. Lucio, Zen has got it. No, it's going back to Ana. San Francisco Shock can touch this one. Kilo going towards the Sojourn as well. This will be the final fight. A Shu Nano available could go on to anybody.
Mikey.
This Nano can decide.
Mikey. He's touch. He's gonna touch. They can't do it. Not like this. Unbelievable. The Shock, they set the stage. They get so close. One more map to try to tie it up, make it a 3-3, go for the 7th and final map, but they cannot do it. The pressure applied, Mikey is so low, he cannot touch. Proper does not arrive in time, and it is a catastrophe. Heartbreak for the side of the San Francisco Shock as their run in this grand final comes to a conclusion. It is not the great bout, the massive explosion of death, the battle that the Gladiators want to win to get themselves a victory is just a simple Cloud9 at the end of it all. The Gladiators take this series 4-2 in the end. They are your mid-season madness champions, and I cannot believe it.
What a way to end things out. This is Overwatch. This is Overwatch 2, I guess. So many C9s that we have seen, but it ends up being the biggest one in, I mean, considering the stakes, the final fight to take us maybe to a map 7 Shock looking for the reverse sweep. And there is not going to be a touch, but the LA Gladiators are going to go back to back, sent to the lower bracket. The players embracing, I mean, they all know what an insane game that was. Nearly a 4-0 at points as well, but it delivered. It really did deliver. And this is the Gladiator squad now that get to hang their heads high. And I mean, goodness, I mean, the 3-0 lead to start things out with a Shock nearly coming back. What a mid-season madness tournament.
As if they didn't go through enough pain the first time around. Yeah. We'll go ahead and take a look at it once more here to see exactly what had transpired at the end of that map. And it's just unfortunate.
It really is, and I would have loved to have seen what happens on the 7th map, which I think from the Gladiators POV probably would have been the Midtown. That was one of the key map picks from earlier on as well. But yeah, it's sort of the payload coming on through, right? It's you see a ball flying on in, but it's not Mikey. It's indeed Reiner instead. I do have to say though, despite it being, I think a little bit of an upsetting ending for the San Francisco Shock, they have to be tons there from odds. You have to be at least a little bit, proud of the fact that they took this one to 6 maps, nearly 7. I think this one deserved to go to 7 as well.
Akarapol and Achilles, thank you very much. I am here with the Mid-Season Madness Tournament champions, the Los Angeles Gladiators. Yeah!
So now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Your 2022 Mid-Season Madness champions, the LA Gladiators. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah! All right, interview time. All right, so I have a lot of questions, but let's start with Shu today. You were the player of the match, and you said that you had some stuff to say to the camera and all of our viewers who are watching this right now. So please say whatever you want to say.
West better than East.
All right, Can I please have Coach Smash? I have one question, Smash Coach. Coach Smash was the mastermind with the team right now, and I do wanna quickly ask you because Gladiators, you guys only had you guys had less than 24 hours to prep for this match, and yet you guys still dominated the San Francisco Shock. So I want the details. Like, what were the strategies involved for the finals match? 자, 일단 오늘 경기 오늘 경기에 대해서 어떻게 보면 24시간도 안 된 어떻게 Alright, didn't really expect the Ilios pick, but we were very much expecting the Eichenwald pick. And I knew that they were going to come out with a Diva pick, and you know we really didn't have an answer for it. But thankfully, the San Francisco Shock with the Diva, they really didn't do much, and the fact that we were able to get them out of the Diva competition, I think, was a very clutch moment. But that was the strategy for the Los Angeles Gladiators. All right, Coach Smash, thank you so much.
I'd love to ask Unter a question if you could step up. Unter, back-to-back champions for 2022. What do you think you've been able to do to instill in your players such a championship DNA?
I think we just taught them to talk shit a lot and to enjoy their games. I mean, every other roster in the league is mid, so it's kind of expected that we're going to win. Just make sure that they're having fun while they do it.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
All right, and last but not least, let's can I please have a Kevster? Hold the trophy. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you this mic and let you talk to all of your fans or whoever is watching our broadcast right now, because you were a standout player, I think, throughout the whole stage. So, please.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the fans. I think it shows that it helps us a lot, and I think we're really proving that we're the best team in the world now. It's kind of easy at this point, really. Yeah.
All right, round of applause, everybody. That is it from me and the Los Angeles Gladiators. Desk, take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny, and congratulations again.